Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're here back at Nuclearpopcorn. How's it going today? And we have a very diversified group of people here, people who you've probably seen maybe years gone by, and they're coming back with a ferocity, with a vengeance. And some newcomers you've seen. First of all, we're going to start with the amazing TATIANA Davidov. She's a web princess designer, and she's here to make sure you know that she's flipped the script and she's doing PR work as well as other undertakings. And next we have RAQUEL Montez, producer, actress, designer, and I think a little bit of, and a lot of acting and dancing.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Cool, wow. And then we have Mr. Rodney Allen Rippy. You probably remember him as a little child. I always say he was the first Arnold, but he had the big gigantic afro. He kind of put Jack in the Box on the map, really. You know, I mean, he was making some serious bucks. Probably still is, but he was a household name. Let nobody fool you. And then we have the man, Mr. Lazarus Guidry. Many of you have seen him in the Straight Outta Compton movie. We're going to get to all that, as well as quite a few other family movies and a dark comedy I really like to talk about. It's kind of funny because I'm kind of twisted that way. I just want you guys to say hi to Rodney's dog. Hello, Nuclearpopcorn. But let's start with Tatiana. How's it going today?
It's going well, and thank you for having me again here. It's
thank you.
A pleasure.
Thank you as well. Thank you for bringing your client and friend, Rodney Allen Rippy. Tell us what's going on with you. Last time you were here, you had just started the company where you were doing web designing.
Yes, I'm a certified web design expert, and I freelance for Wix, and it gives me a lot of unique opportunities to help people like yourselves and practically anybody who has small business to put their name on the web, to put their brand on the web. So I build websites, but years back, I was doing professional photography on so many red carpets and stuff. And because I so much love networking, it kind of made sense to put everything together under one umbrella of Davidov Public Relations. Mm-hmm. And offer public relations, promote people to get their name out there, and if they need headshots, we have somebody who can help them. If they need website, we can do that too. So we're very thrilled, and I'm very thrilled that we are consulting Rodney Allen Rippy on his journey. Cool. So that's an honor.
Yeah, well, we're here to help you with that endeavor and
you.
Also to educate people, because you're also an educator. Thank you so much for coming back. We'll get back with you a little later.
Sure.
And we have the remarkably attractive RAQUEL Montez with the cold-blooded superstar name. That sounds like an acting name.
It is an acting name.
Because you're an actress.
I am an actress, yes.
When your parents named you, did they have that in mind?
I'm pretty sure they did. Otherwise, why they will create that beautiful name? It's really good, yes. I will ask my mom. I never asked her. I will do that.
Yeah, you should do that. Thank her.
Yeah.
Are they in the business as well?
No, they're not. No.
So now you're so diversified in the in entertainment, from choreography, acting, dancing, and you have a touch of producing as well, don't you?
Yes, on stage, as choreographer.
Now, is your acting also as diversified as your talents? Is it theater, TV, web series, etc.?
Yes, correct. Yeah, that's correct, yes. I've been acting for a while with Bobby Chance. Right now, currently, I go on stage 3 times a week with her. And there's a few projects that are coming up that I cannot talk much about it, but it's a webnet, TV show, and a possibly movie for next year.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
So since you can't tell us about right now, definitively. Could you give us either a hint or something that we've seen you in kind of recently?
Well, we're writing, we need to come together, the actors and actress that we're gonna do the webnet. And we need to start developing the persona, the character, we need to write down the script, and then we're gonna start making it happen. So it's not solid yet, it's something that we are building up as a team all together. And it will come up soon. It's something fun, it's a comedy, very funny comedy, and I really hope, you know, people enjoy it.
I'm sure we will.
Yes.
Could you, let me ask you this, are there any projects that were dear to your heart that you've done?
Well, I am a dancer and choreographer. I've been dancing and performing since a very early age. I've been very fortunate in my life. I started dancing when I was 5 years old.
Wow.
And I've been dancing and performing in Spain. That's where I'm from, Barcelona.
Wow.
And on stage and theaters. And that's been pretty much my life, being on stage and enjoying and, you know,
Okay.
dancing.
Well, we're going to get back to that tip in a
Okay.
little bit.
Sure.
See, I've always learned, I've learned a technique when you speak with actors and performers. Ask them, is that it? They'll say, yeah. Then you go back 5 minutes later. Oh yeah, there's a project that I almost forgot to tell you. I was hanging out with Obama last week. And I just forgot to tell you that part.
So true. Never ends.
So we'll be back in a couple
Okay.
of minutes. And here we are with the man, Mr. Lazarus Guidry. How's it going, sir?
It's going pretty good.
Now, speaking of names, that's a cool name.
Thank you. Thank you.
The first thing I thought is that's a cool name. You almost sound like a gunslinger or a sci-fi priest.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's the first time I ever heard that one, but I think I'm gonna use that one.
Yeah, because so your parents are spirit-minded.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. My parents raised me in a non-denomination church. My entire family, a non-denomination. So I grew up with this way of life that actually was a very special way of life because when I think about how my family, you know, got together, my mother and father were really young. My mother was 14, my
Wow.
father was 19, and back in that time, you know, that's what people okayed, you know. That was something very common, that two people could get married at a very young age. So it wasn't something that was like, oh, he was sexually abusing her, it was rape. No, that was the life that at that time period that was accepted. And I grew up with my uncles that were maybe a couple of years older than I, as well as my aunties that weren't very far in age. So, and from that point, you know, I had like a lot of cousins. So I grew up in a very large family.
Here in California? Or what?
No, in Louisiana, born and
Oh,
raised
okay.
in Louisiana.
LSU?
Yeah. I didn't go to LSU, I went to McNeese State. I have like this crazy story about how I took the name Lazarus as my own, just through, you know, life struggling and everything that I'd experienced. So, you know, the name has followed me since I was 18 years old.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit about Straight Outta Compton, because that movie, I think, kind of shocked people because, first of all, no one expected those rappers to explode the way they have. They spawned a worldwide phenomenon,
Yeah, they did.
just cutting through all types of demographics. Everybody, every race raps. But those guys, I mean, Ice Cube, Dre, he's a billionaire now. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So what was your role in that movie?
My role was this.
And I've seen the movie a couple of times,
Yeah.
but sometimes I have to see a movie
See a
3-4
movie
times.
again, yeah. I played this role. The guy's name was Poor Bastard, and the guy is supposed to solidify the character and the harshness and brutal personality persona of Suge Knight. So I'm playing this guy that he is torturing that's probably in the movie is as big as he is, and it goes back to almost like the Willie Lynch story letter that says take the biggest brother and rip him apart. So he kind of pulled that torture on this guy, and it's supposed to be this scene where people can identify that, you know what, this man was really a bad guy. He was really a cruel person, and you know what, he didn't care not one bit about anyone and would humiliate anyone no matter how big or small they were. And that was what the scene was about, to be able to show his character, to be able to play off the two, to create that scene so people could see that this is the type of person he was. So some people looked at it and saw me, I'm in my underwear, of course. So some people looked at it and they're laughing, oh my God, you're in your underwear, ha ha ha, you know. And I thought it was funny too, but I was like, well, that wasn't what the scene was about. You missed the point. You missed the point,
right.
You know. Because there's always the story on top, but there's always the story underneath. You know, so people are looking always on the surface, but there's always something underneath that we're trying to define.
Now, speaking of underneath, I just thought about something. There might be a correlation. Are you into the rapping and music scene as well? Since you did the movie with the the dark comedy where the rappers going around killing people. What was the name of that movie again?
That movie was called The King of the Underground.
King of the Underground, yeah.
And I remember the actor I did the movie with is Dex Williams. He's also a rapper. And he was actually taking a little dark twist on what it's like to be a rapper in the industry. And he's a recording artist and so am I. So I could relate to the project. It was really about how it is to feel taken advantage of and getting tired of it. So finally you decide, okay, cool, what if I was a real killer? What if I really was a serial killer? You know, rappers always talk about, I'll bust a cap on you. Let me show you what that really feels like. So he decides to go on and do what? Starts busting caps and start killing people in the movie. And like, you ain't gonna give me my record deal? Okay, pow, you gave me my record deal now. So it was one of those films that it was really fun to do that film. And of course I play a rapper in the battle rapper at the time, and I get killed too. So the guy is like, he was ruthless. He was like, I kill everybody, I don't care who you are.
So do you have any albums coming out?
At the time I'm working on a project right now. I really hadn't been set on anything that the music has changed a lot. But I've already have, music out already. It's, Heart of a Hustler, Enemy and I, you can look at all that and find it out on YouTube, and Pandora, just type in my name. So now it's just been trying to find the time for it as well, because I'm working as an actor mostly now. Yeah.
What's your next project?
The next project that's coming out is going to be November 21st. It's called The Runaways, Marvel's series that's going to be released on Hulu. So that'll be out pretty soon. So I'm excited about that project. Yeah, it was cool. It was good. It was good.
Can you talk about it?
Not too much. I can only say that because they've released the name already. So now that they've released the name, I can say that. But before, I couldn't say anything at all. So that's
so we just have to infer that
you just have to go to Hulu and watch it November 21st.
You're definitely a superhero?
I'm not a superhero in it, but it's there is a superhero film.
Right.
Yeah, so
we'll be looking for it.
Superhuman powers and stuff like that, So.
Yeah, I like this kind of movie.
Yeah, me too.
We're going to be back and touch up on that because you know how I am. I have to come back and hit it again. Just wring that neck. And speaking of wringing the neck,
oh my goodness.
we're talking to the man, Rodney Allen Rippy,
Good
childhood actor. You were, in my opinion, the first Arnold. Okay,
hey, there you
had
go.
the big fro. You, in my opinion, you put Jack in the Box on the map.
Actually, yep. I got my start back in 1972. I was a little kid living in Long Beach, California, just a little normal kid in a normal family. And it just happened that one day I was laughing, watching the Little Rascals. And my mom asked me what was so funny, and I pointed out buckwheat. And so my mom said, well, you think you could do that? You think you could be on TV? And I'm like, sure. So
That's what I'm talking about.
my mom goes to the Yellow Pages and starts, calling agents, because back in that day, they were talent agents. And so some of them were okay, some of them weren't so okay, but we actually found a really great agent. Her name was Dorothy Deotis. She was one of the hottest agents in the whole industry, representing youth. And So she signed me, my sister Beverly Lee, and my brother Kenneth Wayne up. And we all, well, actually my brother and sister were first to get auditions. And my sister landed a commercial. My brother had a couple good auditions. And I was kind of the baby of the bunch, and I was sad because I hadn't gotten a chance. And the call came in for Jack in the Box. They were had a big, huge casting, and they said, you know, the company was actually in trouble, and they were looking for something to pull them out. They wanted a mascot. They needed a kid. They didn't know, boy, girl, black, white, Latino. They didn't care. And so I went in on this huge casting, and thank goodness that was the start of my career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember seeing the big fro and the little kid.
Yep.
And everyone was so excited. You hear like the talk of the town, Rodney Allen Rippy.
Well, everybody had a fro in the
Rodney Allen
70s,
Rippy.
you know.
Yeah.
You had a fro in the 70s. Everybody had a fro in the 70s.
But I mean, that was the thing, Rodney Allen Rippy.
Yeah. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it was a good thing. So now, you are, can we say that you are making a comeback or
Oh, I've always,
have
I've
you
never,
always been out there? Or,
yeah, I've never left the industry. I mean, I've worked behind the scenes. I had my own production company, and I got into marketing and PR, and so I started working on other people's projects. A colleague of mine, we just did a documentary about arts and education called Rise and Shine. That's airing, that's been airing all throughout Los Angeles and the areas, and
Rise and
they're,
Shine.
yeah, they're talking about getting some distribution for that because it's an education product, and it's teaching schools and administrators the importance of education. And so I also am celebrity spokesperson for a group called Prime Motivation. And Prime Motivation, we go into schools and where they've taken all these vocational programs out of school. They don't have any automotive shop, wood shop, metal shop. They've taken home ec out. You know, young ladies and young men don't even know how to cook anymore because they've taken these valuable skills away from the
or
students.
they should sue you because now they go to Jack in the Box.
Hey, well, you know, they could do that. They could do that. But you know,
I'm kidding.
it's just an awesome time, you know, and just got recently connected up with Tatiana, and so she knows some great people, and so, you know, it's all about the image. It's all about hitting the red carpets. It's about staying current, you know, I'm looking forward to some fun stuff. I'm in the process of writing an autobiography. That's, God willing,
cool.
I'm planning on dropping that July 29th, 2018.
Very cool.
And so get ready to get your copy.
Now, what about this? Are you? I think I've seen you in a movie or two.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got started, like I said, back in the day, but I mean, I was fortunate enough to work with the greats. You're talking about George Burns, Sammy Davis Jr., Mike Douglas, Dinah Shore, Merv Griffin.
Jackson 5.
You know, friends with Michael Jackson, rest in peace, Brother Jackson, you know, because those are the type of things. I did the very first American Music Awards with Michael Jackson, Donny Osmond, and Ricky Siegel.
Wow.
If you go onto YouTube and you type in my name, Rodney Allen Rippy, and then you just put Michael right behind it, you'll see the actual Dick Clark Productions. And, you know, you talking about, those are production people who understood the industry, and they were innovators, and they set the trend where we are right now.
So I have a quick question before I put you in a spot.
Sure, brother.
When you met Arnold, did he body slam you or did you body slam him?
You know what?
Was it like a
Me and
suplex?
Gary Coleman actually played, and another rest in peace, but you know what? A lot of people don't know. Gary Coleman, we played at the Bicycle Club in a pool tournament, and his team put my team out of the tournament because he was such an incredible shot.
Was it really?
Oh, Gary Coleman, great guy. You know, and a lot of people, there's so many things that people don't know about, you know, personalities and people in the music industry, athletes and stuff, and it's not all the glitz and glam. It's really the real person. And he was a guy who loved pool, and he was a great player.
Cool, cool. Well, we're going to touch on that because we got a little time left. I want to talk to Tatiana real quick, do a drive-by. How did you and Rodney meet?
Oh God, it was like about good 6 years ago. There was event at RAQUEL. He's one of the guys who does help starting out actors.
Mr.
So I was hired there as a photographer, and Rodney was there as a guest speaker.
There's a hookup.
Yeah,
Networking, boom.
yeah.
Very cool.
We took our picture together after that. I still have it.
That's cool.
So we always
now
kept in touch.
You're his publicist now?
I'm honored to
Manager?
help him out.
She's working on some fantastic stuff, and it's I have a team of people who
Yes.
have various skills and things like that. And like I said, she was speaking about her being a webmaster. It's all about image. It's all about having everything working. And so that's what I'm doing. And you know, I've been pouring a lot into other people. You know, and so now it's time for people to pour a little bit in me.
Definitely.
That's
Makes
for
sense.
sure.
That's very for sure. And let's go back to Miss Montez. How's it going?
Good.
So you've had a little time to perculate there. So we're gonna ask
Let's
you
see.
again, what's going on with you? Because I know sometimes maybe you're not just holding back, but because I mean just that very last show, they're like, I forgot to tell you about my meeting, singing for the president. I forgot to tell you about Gary Busey. I forgot to. So now you've had a little time to percolate and simmer, and you know, what else is happening in your life?
Yes, well, the projects that are coming up, I can't say much about it because there's projects, there's nothing solid yet. We're building that up. But for now, I'm, you know, focusing in being an actress.
Oh, okay. Well, to give people a more in-depth, inside glimpse into who you are, what are some of the roles we've seen you at, or some of the theater groups you've been in, some of the choreographic dynamics, or whatever you've been involved in?
Well, like I said before, I've been dancing and performing since I was 5 years old in Barcelona, Spain, musical theaters, and 12 years ago I chose to come to Los Angeles to pursue my career. And I opened my own dance studio,
There we go.
and I'm giving you the juice.
I knew it was there.
I dance and
more juice,
perform.
that is.
Yes, I dance and perform for musical theaters. I've been creating choreographies for them as well, and doing shows and performing in
Now,
LA.
as far as musical theater, where did you get your training? Was it from the same venue with the music and the dance, or was it you got training over here and got training over there? Where would you say you got the bulk of your training to become so diversified?
Well, I will say from Spain, Barcelona and Los Angeles, both of it. I've been in college in Barcelona and dancing and studying all the modalities. And then I create my own style, which I call self-expression. It's a little bit of everything. And it works really well with actors and actresses because you can express yourself. You know, as an actor and actress, it's all about expressing and releasing the emotion and putting out there. So dancing really helped that. And it just clicked one day and it was like, oh, I should do something about it. And I create a new style called self-expression.
So if somebody were going to start doing self-expression, what would be the first thing they would do?
Well, you need to start first connecting with I create the choreography, which is pretty easy. You just need to connect with the movement and the lyrics. And you just need to allow yourself to feel the vibration of the music and just go for it. Whatever you feel, it's not about the step, it's not about how you're looking at it. It's about feeling it and allow yourself to express and release everything that is within you. So it's really cool. I mean, I like it. It worked really well with actors and actresses. And me as an actress right now, I can totally see that it's a plus.
It kind of seems like it embodies quantum physics, energy healing as well.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So when you finish, you're just like,
Yeah, you feel completely relaxed. You're ready to take a shower, go sleep, eat something, go sleep, and next day for sure you feel much better because you release all that tension that we carry on during the day.
Cool.
We don't even know.
you better patent it.
Yep.
Yeah. So now we're back with the man. We spoke earlier, and you said that bodybuilding has been very good to you. Could you tell us some of your experiences as a bodybuilder, and maybe some of your contacts, some of the most, because I know I've seen something with Lou Ferrigno, and he talked about how the bodybuilders would get up and try to not only outpose each other, but try to trip with each other and mess their head up. Could you give us an insight into that?
Well, a lot of bodybuilding, it is, you know, mind over muscle is the key to the success in bodybuilding. So what most competitors, or what I got out of bodybuilding, shall I say, because I can't speak for anyone else, but I got a chance to really understand the discipline and the commitment, because that is not a lifestyle. It is it's not even a hobby. It's like, I would call it work back in the day, and I would get, teased at, because they would be like, well, work is something that you get paid for. And I would say, well, it's not a hobby because I'm not doing it so often. So it's work. And you literally had to put the work in. So you train your brain to work. Because when you don't work, you stagnate yourself and you're not moving. So as long as you're putting in work, people say, well, who's to say I'm gonna get any reward in it? There's nothing that we do that we can lift a finger and not see the benefits from. So if we move a step forward, it's a step closer to some place in our life, whether it's to the door or whether it's to the left or to the right, you're getting closer to your destination. So that experience of bodybuilding, competing, going on stage really built up a lot of confidence and discipline, taking that arrogance and turning it into something more powerful than like, hey, I got the best body in the world, but more so like, wow, people are really inspired by this. People really want to be fit, and they want to be into this. They want to know about it. You're giving them something that could take someone with a low self-esteem and build them from nothing into something very positive. So. Competing was really fun for me. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed lifting weights. I love lifting weights. Like, to this day, if I could lift weights and just get paid to just lift weights, and we talking about some real money, so I'm making some serious money here, then I would be doing that. But we're supposed to evolve as human beings. We're supposed to allow the flow of Mother Nature and be organic and allow things to lead us into other avenues in our lives, because